Good evening, fellow Tcash merchants. It's my hope that we are all doing okay. It is my hope that we are continuing to transact using the Tcash Soko platform. And it is also my hope that we are continuing to win with Tcash because Tcash is the future of Biashara. Why? Because it is providing to our businesses what we refer to as digital business solutions. So the digital business solutions zinakuja kwetu ni zenye zinakuja kuondoa the manual processes that we have been doing in our businesses and replacing them with the digital processes that are so efficient for our businesses. The session today is on receipts, records, and performance tracking. So tutakuwa tunaangalia hii app yetu inatusaidia aje keep the records, keep the receipts, and of course, track performance. That is what we're going to be looking at in this session. There is one thing that I would say is a very great advantage to us as business people when we transact using this platform. One, is the fact that inanikipia all the data from the click of my phone. I can be able to just see what is happening in my business because all my data is well kept by the app. Apart from that, I can be able to track the performance of my business. Over time, sometimes inakuwa ngumu sana kujua how your business is performing, when to restock, when not to restock. Why? Because hauna data yenye unaweza look up to na useme, by the way, this year, at this talking. Sometimes huwa tunafanya hiyo na speculation. Unasema watu wamefunga shule, so that means I might need this kind of product to sell because of this and this and this. Hiyo inakuanga speculative. This app is going to help us make those decisions based on data. By data, I mean based on real facts that are there, based on your business performance and performance of similar businesses. So let's journey together. Let us unpack this great advantage of the app to our businesses. I'm sharing on my screen, I'm sharing one shop, the Aura Nails Services. That is the shop that I'm sharing. I'm on the business side sharing that shop with you. You can see my Tcash balance is 70. I have 11 Rotary tickets. The performance today has not been good. I have 0 sales, 0 transactions, 0 orders, and 0 customers served, 0 upcoming bookings. So nikikuja hapa chini kabisa, there is the option of home, order, sell, wallet, and business. So now I want us to view where receipts are usually stored or kept. Ndakuja hapa kwa wallet. Wallet is the place where your transaction history is kept. Like ukitaka kuona transactions zako zote za hiyo business, utakuja tu kwa wallet. Nikikuja kwa wallet under that business, then a number of things zitakuwa zina show up. The first thing is the Tcash balance, which is 70 shillings and in bold. So you can be able to know how much do I have on my Tcash wallet. The next thing that shows is the pay later. Ni pay later, what does it mean? Inamaanisha ni vitu ngapi umepeana on credit. Remember we did a whole session on earn more with pay later, and we said that this pay later is where you're giving something on credit and then this person is supposed to pay later. Na huyu mtu akilipa later atalipa plus a small interest. So you'll be able to see how much you've given in credit hapo. So that is one thing about the wallet. Itakuonyesha the amount you have as the balance, the amount you're expecting to be paid in the near future because already umeshapeana your products or your services on credit. So itakuwa inaapia hapo kwa pay later. Then of course below the pay later are all the transactions that you have done in that specific shop. So hizo transactions zote zitakuwa zinaapia hapo. So if I view the option of view all, of course it will show me all the transactions I have. But again, give me a few options of sorting this data. Because with time, unaweza kuwa una make 100 transactions per day. So you can search by price, you can search by the various categories through which the payments were made. So I can search maybe, tuseme there is this one, yeah, 499. So when I search 499, utaona that is the only transaction that appears, hiyo ya 489. Nikiiguza that transaction, then it shows me that this is a cash payment of 499 shillings that was done on date 30 mwezi wa tatu 2026 at 6:18 p.m. and I can be able to view the receipt. So nikiguza hapo kwa receipt, then it shows me that there were two items that were sold: the gel manicure, which was sold at 200, the nail art, which was sold at 299. So the subtotal was 499. The service fee was 4.99, which is 10% of that transaction, and therefore I received 494.01 shillings. So inanionyesha hiyo receipt. So if this customer was to come back and demand for a receipt, I'll just screenshot this receipt na nimtumie either kwa WhatsApp yake ama kwa email yake. So I have those options with me now because this receipt is kept there. Na haiko hapo for the short term, iko hapo for the long term. Anytime I search, nitakuwa naipata hapo. That receipt will always appear there. So yes, you can do that. You can search by the price and of course view the receipt. If you don't want to search by price because it's not a must, then all the transactions that was in appear app, of course this shop has made just 4 transactions, a new shop, completely new shop. We're trying to fix it up and of course trying to market it so that we get more customers. Nikiguza another transaction, for example here 100 shillings, then it takes me to the same options. I can view the receipt, which was an express. So this one shows me that it was an express receipt and a pedicure, and of course 100 shillings was the total amount paid. The service fee was 1 shilling, and therefore I received 99 shillings. So I can be able to definitely view all the receipts for all the transactions. The advantage of this is it does not just store the date, inakuonyesha pia time yenye hiyo transaction ili take place. What's the advantage of this? The advantage is sometimes these receipts can save some people, especially when they are connected to some criminal activity, because mtu anaweza sema I was buying this product at this time in a certain shop, so therefore I was not involved in this crime scene. And of course akikuja kwa shop yako, you can be able to help them by producing that receipt showing the date and the time when the transaction was actually happening in your shop. Then of course below the search option kuna hizi various categories. There is the all, the Tcash Soko, external wallet, and the cash. What do they all mean? You can be able to, of course, categorize easy transactions zako zote based on the mode in which you received payment. If nili receive payment by Tcash, nitaguza hiyo Tcash. Kiguza hiyo Tcash, all the transactions zenye nitakuwa nimelipwa na Tcash zinafaa kuapia hapo, because no transaction has been made using the Tcash. That's why you can see it has nothing. Then external wallet, pesa yote nimelipwa na M-Pesa itakuwa inaapia hapo. So if I touch the external wallet, then all those transactions zinafaa kuapia hapo. Then I have another option, which is the cash payment. So all the transactions za cash zinaapia hapo, and because all the 4 transactions that were made using this app are all cash payment, that is where you can see that all of them, all the 4 of them zinaapia hapo as cash payments that have been made to my shop. So that is how easy you can be able to view the various categories, and of course definitely be able to make decisions involving your business when you're still in your shop. It is that easy to view those transactions any given time. So unaweza view hiyo history, unaweza search by categories and so on, and of course be able to know how your business is faring. So one more thing that I would want to mention is that this app does not just help us by keeping the receipts and the records. It helps us to track the performance. So because the app has access to this information, now I have said time and time again that this app is AI integrated, then bearing in mind the fact that the app is AI integrated, it is able to, of course, use the artificial intelligence to give us some business insights and to help us track the performance of our businesses. So where do I get that performance tracking? Unaweza ipata hapa kwa wallet. Hapa kwa wallet, pale juu kabisa, there are three icons. One is the icon that has an eye, a circle that has an eye. It's an info about what the wallet is. Then on the right hand side, kuna hiyo ya dollar sign, which we have exploited before. Ni ile yenye iko na ile pesa yenye unatumia kulipia cash transactions that you're making using the app. Then kuna hiyo ingine yenye inakaa ni graph, iko square and then two graphs. Ukiguza hiyo itakupeleka kwa hii screen yenye iko na sales insights. So ukiguza that option, there is an easier way of even accessing it, because it's not just that way. You can access it using another option. Ukiwa kwa home, bado you can access the sales insights ukiwa kwa home. How do you do that? Nikiwa kwa hii option ya home, then nikiguza hapa today's performance, kiguza today's performance hivyo, then it takes me to the same field that has the sales insights. So hizi sales insights ndio zinakusaidia kutrack performance ya biashara yako, so that now you're able to know that this is how my business is faring. These are some of the adjustments that I need to do. And of course, if you do them, of course, you end up making more money and generating more profits. So one of the sales insights in Appear is the sales overview. So you're able to view the revenue, the transactions, and the peaks using the sales overview. If you tap on that, itakuleta kwa hii screen. Kwa hii screen itakuonyesha all the revenue that you have received by month. So ukiangalia the sales overview from the very top, it shows you that this is a sales overview. Then it shows you the first month, April 2026. So for the month of April 2026, the amount of revenue collected is 1,248. The number of transactions are 4, and therefore the average per transaction is 312 as you swipe to the right. So you're able to see all that information. Nikki swipe from that month to the month of March. Of course, I expect that this also changes. Minutes, month of March, month of April, yeah. Month of April has 00, but the month of March is when the transactions were made actually. So for the month of March, this is when the transactions were made. But for the month of April, the shop is yet to make any transactions whatsoever. So nikiguza hiyo month of March, you're able to see the total sales, the number of transactions, the average price per transaction. Then you're able to see the peak sales. Peak sales would be the best performing day. On your best performing day, you cannot afford to close your shop. Why? Because that is the day that you make a lot of profit. So inakuonyesha, so you're able to make decisions, real decisions. So unaweza sema biashara sitakuwa nafunga on a certain day, for example Saturday. Unasema on Saturdays, this is my peak performing day, and therefore I'm not supposed to be closing my business during that specific day. So that is a decision that you can make real time because of the assistance that the app is giving to you by showing you your peak sale. The next thing is the busiest time period. So the app is able to show you the time when your business is very busy. So by having the busiest time period, you're able to know at what time you can't afford to close your shop. So utajua, siwezi funga duka at this time. Why? Because this is usually my busiest time period. And of course, this information becomes helpful to you because you are able to maximize now on efficiency. And of course, through maximization on efficiency, end up making a lot of profits therein. Of course, you can be able to see the sales trends for the last 6 months. So you can see for month of March, it's 1,248. For February, 0, January, 0. And you can see those other months are 0 apart from March. Why is the March the only month that has transaction? This shop was enrolled in the Tcash Soko app in the month of March. And therefore, that is the only month penye ili make some transactions. So that's all about sales overview. You're able to see information about the sales. The second thing that shows there under the sales insights is the online orders and fulfillment. So here online orders ni very important. Why is it very important? Remember we said that one of the things that the app is coming to do to us or for us as business people ni to bring about efficiency in our biasharas by of course transforming them to digital businesses. When our shops become digital businesses, then we stand high chances of making huge amounts of profits by operating digitally. So ukiangalia, for example, for the month of March, it is showing me that I've had zero revenues from online orders, zero orders and zero average. Nikirudi March, still the same. So that means that I need to do something in my marketing online. So I must market this shop online for me to be able to, of course, get more online orders. So, of course, this is very important because utajua, is my online marketing strategy working? If it is not working, then you ask yourself, nitafanya aje so that I'm able to get customers online? Because wale online now, transactions zao zitakuwa zinaapia hapo. Then the next thing that it helps you to do is to compare how much you're selling online versus how much you're selling in store. Yani ni pesa ngapi una receive from selling online versus how much you're receiving from selling in your own shop. And of course, the order status. How many orders are you completing? How many orders are pending? How many orders are cancelled? And of course, the kind of fulfillment of those orders. How many orders did you deliver and how many orders were picked up? So you're able to see, and of course, you're able to see the average fulfillment time. So how much time is it taking for you to deliver an order? And of course, how many customers you which are new? How many customers are returning customers? And of course, what is the trend of orders? So unaweza view this information. Once you view this information, then you're able to make real-time decisions based on data about your business and about the operations involving your business. So you're able to say, or you're able to look at it and say that this business needs this kind of intervention for me to succeed, because you have real data that you can back your claims on. That is all about online orders fulfillment. Of course, there is the online bookings. So something I would want to mention, let me just come back to online orders, is the fact that these orders would be affecting the businesses that sell products. Because for products, that is when somebody can order. Then online, this other one, the online bookings, will be affecting the people who have services kind of shops. So you're able to see how many people have booked from your shop. So ukiangalia, for example, in this month, the booking revenue is zero, the paid bookings are zero, but the average booking is zero. But for booking status, you can see there is one booking. So inanionyesha kuna booking moja ishafanywa. It is scheduled and it's 100% scheduled. So of course ikikuwa complete itajitype hapo kwa complete, and no show itajitype hapo kwa no show. Then the performance rates. So the performance rates unaweza ziona hapo in terms of percentages. Is it complete? Was it a no show? So of course you're able to see utilization and lead time trend. So online booking in a utilize time kiasi gani, you're able to see that. The popular time slots, because this is just one service, then the time that it was picked ndio inakuwa the popular time slot. The importance of knowing the popular time slot is you're able to ensure that your biashara is open during your popular time slot. Unaweza jua at this time lazima pakuwe na watu wengi kwa shop. So if you own something like a barber and salon, you know that at this time we expect many customers, and therefore everybody should be active at that time. The top services, you're able to see the top services zenye zinakuwa ordered online. So it is the gel removal, which is just one service that was booked. Staff performance, you're able to see the performance of your staff there based on the number of bookings they are handling from online. So unaweza ona na ujue that this staff is handling more orders than this other staff. Then unique customers, you're able to see how many unique customers you have served during that time. And the booking trends for the last 6 months will also get to show there. So key information inatoka wapi? Inatoka from the booking side, and therefore you are able to know what to do about your online activities, especially when it comes to advertisement. Because remember, if you don't advertise, you're not going to have people booking from your shop online, because most people don't know that your shop exists. It is up to you to take the initiative of making people know that this is what I do. So kama hautaji advertise online, then it becomes difficult for people to know what you do. So let's get that right. Then of course it shows you the payment channels. Just below there is the customer insights. You're able to see the customer loyalty. Uh, the customer insights would just mean how many customers have you had in the course uh, of the month, in the course of the month. So how many repeat purchase rates do you have? You and your customer insights. Why is this important? You're able to see whether you're offering something that we refer in business to as customer satisfaction. Remember, kama customer atakuwa satisfied na the kind of services you're offering, they are likely not to come back for the same services from your shop. So you customer kama hajakuwa satisfied hata rudi. That is what this is all about. That's what this is all about, customer insights. So you're able to see how many new customers am I able to attract, how many repeat customers am I having month in, month out. So unaweza jua, am I offering customer satisfaction or am I not offering customer satisfaction? Then there is the payment channels. So this is where the app helps you now to get real information about how you're getting paid. Tunaweza jua ni watu unalipwa na digital payments kiasi gani, unalipwa na cash payment kiasi gani. So of course you're able to now make a decision of at what time do I need to bank my money, if that is in cash, because the money in cash of course would have so many threats, including robbery with violence and so on. So unaweza angalia ujue because I'm receiving a lot of money, for example for my business, unaona it is 100% cash payments. It is advised that you make deposits on a day-to-day basis if you're having 100% cash payments. Why? Because cash inakuwa na enemies wengi. Sometimes hata unaweza have robbery with violence and so on, na upate umepoteza hiyo pesa. So this is the importance of this information, the fact that you're able to know how are you receiving your money. And once you know how you're receiving your money, then you're able to plan yourself, and you're able to know that this is the best way in which I can be able to manage this money as it comes to my business. Of course, ukiangalia, it is able to give you the percentage in terms of distribution for the way in which you have received cash. For example, the Tcash Soko has 0%, external wallet 0%, but cash has 100%. So, and of course, you get to know the transaction count by method. So, how many transactions were Tcash Soko transactions? How many transactions were external wallet transactions? How many transactions were cash transactions? And of course, by value, you're also able to see how much was received in Tcash, external wallet, and cash. That is all about the payment and channels. Then, of course, to something very interesting, you're able to see the growth and trends. So the sales growth and the customer growth. So unaweza jua umekuwa ukigrow at which rate. So for example, if you look at this, the sales growth is 100%, but the customer growth is 0. What does that mean? That this month, my sales have grown by 100%. That means, okay, have grown by negative 100%. That means I have not sold in comparison to how I was selling the other month. So unaweza jua Am I selling more this month or not selling more this month? The customer growth is at 0%. Why is the customer growth at 0%? Bearing in mind the fact that hii shop yangu ni mpya, and the fact that the customers I've served wamelipa in cash, the customers growth would be 0. The customer growth itakuwa ina grow when your customers pay you by the Tcash Soko platform or the external wallet. Wakati wamekulipa by those two methods, then the app is able to get their names, and of course the customer growth starts to have of course some real values. The sales growth, you can be able to see it there in terms of percentages. Ukiona inakaa red, then it means imerudi chini. Ukiona inakaa green, then it means imeenda juu. And the customer growth trend can also be seen there. So unaweza jua how my customer growing, and of course you are able to make real decisions based on real facts, and of course make real money based on those things. Then there is the third option, the inventory and services. So you're able to view the inventory, and of course the kind of services that you have, and get to know which service is selling the most. So unaweza jua hapa under inventory and services ni nini nauza sana, because ile kitu nauza sana you need to have it in stock at all given times, and this is the importance of this. So you're able to see the best and the worst. So for example, the best removing is the gel removal. It is the latest sold, so you're able to see the top items sold unaweza ziona hapo chini. For example, the gel manicure, you have 2 of them sold. The gel removal, 1 sold. The nail art, 1 sold. Then categories per share, you're able to see which categories are taking the lion's share, so that you know that this business of mine is benefiting a lot from this kind of subsector. Remember, biashara yako itakuwa na subsector. For example, under the inventory and services, you're able to know, for example, which category is making the highest amount of sales or the huge amount of sale, which category is making the smallest amount of sale. And of course, through this information, then you stand chances to, of course, make huge profits by making. We have the option of benchmarking. So what is benchmarking? Remember, you don't operate your business as an island. There are other people who operate similar kind of businesses near your location. So you have other similar businesses within your location. So unaweza jua that my business has performed this way in comparison to other similar businesses. So unaweza angalia hapo. So for example, if you look at this, it businesses, similar businesses this month. What is the importance of this information? It will be helping you know how other businesses are faring in comparison to your business. And why so? Why do you need to know? So that you're able to know whether the kind of sales strength that you have in your business is the same of the economy. Remember, you all operate in an economy. Now, the economy you're operating in is the Kenyan economy. We need to always know, am I or are they doing better than me? Because if they are doing better than you, it means they are making more profits than you are making. Then you have to ask yourself, how do I make myself more competitive? Nitakuwaje more competitive in this environment? And of course, that is where now this information now comes to help you, because you're able to see what is your ranking, and of course within a 5-kilometer radius, and of course you're able to see kama niko position 1, what do I need to do to maintain this position 1? What do I need to do to, of course, make better sales and compete better with my competitors in the business environment? So this app, of course, on how we can be able to track our performance. We can be able to track our business performance by looking at the sales insights. All these sales insights are, in one way or another, helpful to our businesses because you're able to see which product you're selling the most, how you're faring in comparison with other similar businesses. And when you do this, then you're able to, of course, generate much more in terms of profits for your business because you stand high chances of earning more based on the fact that you're using real data and real facts. Remember, initially, we have been making decisions. Tumekuwa tukimake decisions about our businesses. However, the decisions we have been making have not been accurate because they have been, we have not had data. Hata kama data imekuwa scattered data. And therefore, this app is coming to help us have this data all in one set and get us able to use the data to make real time decisions. So this brings us to the end of our session, receipts, records, and performance tracking. In case you have any question on what we have learned today under receipts, records, and performance tracking, kindly get back to me via the comment section, and I'll be ready to respond to your question as soon as I see them. Have a great evening. See you in our last session of the week. Thank you.